Sup guys, welcome to your 20th After Effects tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you guys how to create an inverted mask and also how to create something called a Luma matte effect. So let me go ahead and get rid of this, I don't know why it's here, and go ahead and create a basic mask anywhere on your composition. I'm going to go over in my layers panel and create something like a star mask or something. And as you can see, whenever you create a basic mask, the only thing it does is just create it like you told it to. But sometimes instead of just showing what's inside the mask, you want to show what's outside the mask. So anytime you want to do that, what you need to do is go ahead to where your mask is and go ahead and select this inverted button. And now, as you can see in our composition, everything outside the mask is inverted, or excuse me, is showing instead of inside the mask. And this is useful. Let me play this and show you guys what it looks like. If you want to like block out like my computer screen right here and make it show something else, you can use something like this mask to give it a new effect. So you don't always have to mask inside the shape, you can also mask outside the shape. So let me get rid of this mask and show you what I got for you next. Close my layer. Now aside from masking, you can also use something called a matte, and it gives you a different effect. So let me show you guys what that is right now. Let me see if I can get in my Photoshop thing and show you guys what I created. Here's what I created in Photoshop, just a black and white picture. And what's going to happen is I'm going to show you guys whenever you create something like this, all the white it shows through and all the black gets masked out. There we go. So anytime you see Bucky, it's going to show through my video, and anytime you see black. And this doesn't just work with a Photoshop file, but that was the easiest. It also works with anything that's black and white. So let me show you guys how to use this. I got my black and white image right here. It's called Boobs 2. I'm just going to go ahead and drag it, if I can grab it. Let's go ahead and drag it on the screen right here. Now in order to use this, well, let's expand this a little bit first. Control T. Actually, leave it just like that. I don't want to mess anything up. In order to use this, what you need to do is make sure that this your matte is on top of your video file. So if it was under here, it wouldn't work. It needs to be on top, just like that. Another thing that you need to do is go ahead and over on your video file, not your matte, you need to go and select Luma matte. And what this does is, you can see, is it takes your matte and makes it, well, exactly how you want it to do. What it does is make sure, or not make sure, it makes all the white parts see through and makes everything underneath showing. So anything that's black gets blocked out and anything that's white gets see through. So let me expand this and let me show it to you guys. As you can see, when I play my video, anything that's white gets shown through and anything that's black gets blacked out. So those are the basics of a matte. And again, the keys you have to remember here is the matte has to go on top of the video file, and also this Luma matte has to be selected. If you don't have those two things, then it just isn't going to work. And again, if you want to turn that off, just go ahead and select no track matte and you're back to your normal video. So that is how you create a matte, and it's kind of different than a mask in that you can get more, well, just different techniques, and we'll be going over a matte in the next couple tutorials to show you some real cool techniques. But for now, that's how you add a basic matte to your video. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next tutorial. So guys, welcome to your 21st After Effects tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you guys how to use something called the invert effect of a matte, and also how to play around with the contrast of your matte to make it just how you want it. Now in the last tutorial I showed you guys how you can use just simple like black and white images or black and white text, but I didn't tell you guys that you can actually use any picture you want to create a matte. So for example, you can have this picture of a flower right here, And what this does is the same thing as the last time, but it takes all these black and whites and shades of gray to create a matte. So let's go ahead, and in the last tutorial I showed you guys how to make a basic matte like this, but now I want to show you guys that you can also make an invert matte by going down here and press Luma inverted matte. And what this does is, instead of only showing what's inside the flower, it shows what's outside the flower. So just like masking, you can also do inverts of matte to, instead of just only showing what's inside, show what's outside. Now for what I'm going to do next, I want to show you guys just the regular matte without the invert. So anytime you're looking at this matte, and this is a flower in this case, you see the shades of gray right here, and some are black, some are white, some are see-through. But you're saying, alright, I want this flower, but I don't want to have this black right here, or I want the little details to stand out more. What do I do to do that? Well, anytime you want to work with the contrast of the matte, what you need to do is select your matte right there, and you can either have this eyeball checked to show the full picture or unchecked to show the matte. But more importantly, make sure your layer is selected and go to effects, and then you need to go to color correction, and then after color correction you need to go to levels, and this will give you the gray levels of your matte. The two arrows you want to be working with the most are this arrow right here, this black one, this is the gray one, you don't want to use that a whole lot, and this white one right here. So again, this black one and this gray one. What the black one does when you move this is it takes all of the dark gray pixels and moves them into black. So this brings out the detail more. As you can see in my picture, all of the black lines are getting darker, and it's just showing the detail more. So anytime you want to show more detail in your matte, just slide this, and anytime you want to show less detail, what this white little triangle does is take the light gray pixels and change them all completely to white. So if you move it, you see all those black pixels slowly change to white. So this gives you a more basic outline. So now you can see, if I move it almost all the way, none of the black pixels or no detail is showing, just a huge outline. So if I wanna say add a little more detail, then I wanna take this black slider and change all my dark gray pixels to black, and this brings out the black contrast of your matte. So that's pretty much it for this tutorial. I just want to show you guys how to use the invert effect, and also how to use the contrast of the matte to get your matte just how you like it. So thank you for watching. In my next tutorial, I'm going to be showing you more cool stuff that you can do with mattes. But for now, that's that. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next tutorial. What's up, guys? Welcome to your 20-second After Effects tutorial. And in this tutorial, I'm going to be talking about mattes again. But instead of just using a still picture or a graphic as a matte, I'm going to show you how to use an entire channel as a matte. And this gives you an awesome background effect. So let's go ahead, and the first source you want to work with is your background. So I got this right here. It's just a video of one of my friends talking, pretending to be a news reporter. And go ahead and drag it in your composition symbol, and it will make it the exact same size as your composition. Now I want that one first, because when I drag another clip on top of it, I want it to stack on top of it. So let's go ahead and find another clip of me talking, and as you can see, just put it right in the middle, and it should snap into place. So now we have a video of me and video of my friend underneath me. So the first thing we have to do is make the video of me black and white. Since that's the best way you can use a matte, is to make it black and white, just like the last time that flower in that little oval, I think it was, those images were black and white. So if you're saying, alright, how do you make an entire clip black and white? Well, to make it black and white, the first thing you want to do is go over in your effects and presets and look for tint. It should be under color correction. Just press in tint and it pops up. So go ahead and grab that and drag it on your video. As you can see, the whole thing turns black and white. And that is right here where it says tint. You can play around with that. But what we want to do is bring out the contrast so it's sharp black and sharp white. So let's go ahead and type contrast, and you see this thing that says brightness and contrast. Go ahead and bring that and drag it over on your composition. And now what we need to do is over in our effects controls, this automatically pops up. Go ahead and turn the contrast all the way to the right. Now you can see, instead of just a black and white tint like this, like an old movie, we get a sharp black and white image. So again, once you add tint, and keep the defaults at tint, the only thing you have to alter is turn contrast up to 100% on brightness and contrast. We get this nice cool black and white video on top of our regular video right here. So this is the first layer, it's going to be the background, and this is the layer that's on top of it, it's going to be the map. So let's go ahead and go to our track matte on the very first layer and go ahead and change it to Luma matte. And as you can see now, once you play my video, we now have a matte of me on the video with the background of the old video. So it's a lot cooler if, like, you put it up here or something. There we go. And that is how you can use one video as a matte and another video as a background as a still image. So again, that's how you can combine a matte when using not only a still image but also videos as well. So again, the keys to this is don't forget to add brightness and contrast. Turn your contrast all the way up, and also make your tint black and white so you have a nice matte to work with. Otherwise it's going to look weird. So that's that for this tutorial. Play around with it and do exactly as I did, and once you do, you're ready to move on to the next tutorial. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.